Hello and welcome. This is RueshTV, and I'm playing another video guide for the 7.03 updates. This one I am playing the Vengeance Demon Hunter, which is the tanking spec for the Demon Hunter class. So here he is. Nothing really changed as far as items. He still is going to rock the glaives. But this time, instead of damaging, you're going to be doing a little bit of tanking. And I'll jump into an instance and actually show some of these abilities and work. Alright, so for the talent choice for the Vengeance, this is the second one. Here's Havoc, here's Vengeance. You also have just two talents, 99 and 100. You do not have anything available yet past it, so the tanking is just really limited as to what to use. So for the first talent, level 99, Agonizing Flames is the best talent you can get for here. Abyssal Strike, Infernal Strike's range is increased by 10 yards and its cooldown is reduced by 5 seconds. It's cool and everything, but it's not really necessary. Razor Spikes. While Demon Spikes is active, you deal 20% increased physical damage and your melee attack snare targets 50%. So that's, it's also good when you're, soloing things, leveling things, or just doing PvP. But for just doing dungeons, Agonizing Flames. Immolation Aura increases your movement speed by 30% and deals 50% increased damage. A lot of your AoE tanking is going to come from your Immolation Aura, so I would go with that, bar none, easily. And it's also crazy movement speed. Okay. The next one down for level 100, you actually can pick any of these three and you will be okay. Alright. Feast of Souls, Soul Cleave heals you for an additional 29,000. Fallout, your Immolation Aura initial burst has a chance to suffer less soul fragments from enemies or burning alive. Every 2 seconds, your Fiery Brand deals 3,766 fire damage and spreads from the primary target to other people. So it's really actually pretty good. You use this Fiery Brand, deals 500 or 54,000 fire damage and reduces the damage you take by 40% to that target. It's actually really nice in the AoE that you're using with the Immolation Aura to have Burning Alive going as well. But I like the extra heal, especially when I'm just doing tanky things. So I grabbed Feast of Souls. Alright, there's two rotations that you really have to worry about when it comes to tanking with your Demon Hunter. The first one is going to be the single target rotation, and you really essentially are going to use 4 buttons. Alright, so as I said, we do not have a whole lot of talents available, so there's not a whole lot of clickables when it comes to tanking. But you have Soul Cleave, which is his ability that takes about 30 to 60 pain for you to use it. So I'm going to charge up some pain right now to use it. And this is the ability that heals you as well for some health. Alright, so now I have 30, I'm able to use it. So I use the Soul Cleave, it does 37,000 damage. Alright. Next on the list is Immolation Aura. So if you're familiar with the Demon Hunter in the Warcraft 3 series, you know about Immolation. Alright, so it has a 12-second cooldown and it lasts for 6 seconds. So essentially it's up 6 seconds, it's down 6 seconds, and then it's up again. Okay. The next one is going to be Sigil of Flame. You place a Sigil of Flame at the target location. It activates after 2 seconds. It deals 12,000 fire damage and an additional 13,000 fire damage over 6 seconds to all enemies in the sigil. So I drop it in the middle of everything. 2 seconds go, everybody starts taking damage. I throw the Immolation down, that's more fire damage to everyone. So you're just doing a crap ton of damage to those AoE ads. And also single target is just a big boost of threat on that mob. And then just as a filler, you're going to want to use Shear. It's if you just need to use a global cooldown, However, it's just, you know, simple, easy, and it builds your pain up. Okay. In addition to these abilities, if you want to charge in, kind of, you can use Inferno Strike, and it'll leap in there and do an attack. So that's fun to do. Or if you just want a range pull, you can use Throw Clave like that, and it'll hit like a, you know, bounce off a target and go to another one. So that's, you know, good to have for a pull if you're used to heroic throw or something with the tanks, warrior tanks. Then it's there and available for you. All right, so for the multi-target rotation or multiple targets, you're basically going to use the same thing. Really, it's Soul Cleave, Immolation Aura, Sigil of Flame, and Shear. That's it, really. So single target is the same thing as multi-target. The only difference in the rotation is if you did get Burning Alive, then you would use Fiery Brand in there. So I'll stick it in there. I gotta get out of combat first. There we go, Burning Alive. So I'm in the rotation. I'm deciding I'm going to use it. So it does crazy amount of damage, and then it spread to the targets nearest to them, and it's just taking away damage. So I'm going to throw that down. I'm just going to keep attacking it. A lot of fire damage, Immolation Aura, and using Shear. So that's basically AoE tanking in a nutshell. Alright, so another thing that you really need to know about when it comes to tanking, it'd be your active mitigation. So as a demon hunter, you have 4 active abilities for mitigation, and that would be Soul Cleave, Demon Spikes, Fiery Brand, and Empower Wards. Alright, so the Soul Cleave should be used whenever you require additional healing. So if you need something to heal you up, you click it and you get some health. Alright. Demon Spikes should be used frequently. Surge of Fell Power increases your parry chance by 20% and reduces physical damage taken by 32%. So that's pretty good to have on you. I am missing one of my abilities. There we go. Must have just fallen off my bar somehow. But this is Empower Wards. Reduces magical damage taken for 30 seconds. So the Demon Spikes is physical, and then Empower Wards is going to be for magical. So you pop it whenever you're about to take magic damage. And then you have Fiery Brand. Just place on the target you anticipate that you will deal high damage to you. And you just mitigate some of that damage. Alright, for a defensive cooldown, you technically have 2. It doesn't show up for me that I have 2, but I'll just talk about it as if I do. The one that you will be using as much as you can would be Metamorphosis, and it will increase your current and maximum hit points by 30%, and then it grants you 7 pain per second during this duration. There's no cost to it, but it is a 3-minute cooldown, and it's quite ugly. So use it, and you're this big beastie monster of a tank. Alright, so then you just use your abilities as you normally would. So there's that. Also, another thing that you do have will be Darkness, but I don't have Darkness on my bar. I don't have Darkness available to me unless I'm DPS spec. So I'm not sure if what people are saying is true, that you're going to get it, but for now I don't have it. So really the biggest DPS that, you know, damage reduction cooldown, defensive cooldown will be Metamorphosis. Then if you need to taunt, you have Torment. This will taunt the target to you and increase threat to generate against a target for 3 seconds. So just lose something, target, run right, just click on the Torment and it'll bring it back to you. And then when it goes to stat priority, it really just depends on what you're really after. A lot of people would prefer the survivability because trying to survive, leveling, all those things. You'd really want agility first and foremost, versatility, haste, and mastery, and then critical strike. So haste and mastery are relatively equal. Damage output, if you want to do more damage while you're tanking. Mastery, crit strike, versatility, then haste. And when you're doing dungeons, you really want to do mastery, critical strike, versatility, then haste. So that's the same as the damage output when you're doing that. So it is actually really pretty good output here with the invasion gear. I have 35% crit, 21 haste, 23 mastery. So it's just, you know, it's just how it is with the gear that I have. So I'm gonna hop right into a dungeon and I'll just see how well I do. This will be my first dungeon on this guy, and I hopefully I'm not terrible. So let's see, tanking should be quick.